warriors, happy Warrior Wednesday. I wanted to pop on. I'm considering maybe making this a regular thing that we can have a chance to chat. So it's like whether you're on your lunch break or you have just put the kids down, maybe this is an opportunity that we can look to each week to kind of show up for each other and answer questions. And I love getting responses back from my email newsletter that I sent out on Friday. Because we start such juicy conversations from those emails. And so I thought, hey, I actually love coming on live and chatting. So I thought, well, maybe this will be a fun thing that we can look forward to each week. So hello, Tracy. Lots of love to you. So I thought this might be a fun time. And so I used to actually, when I first started Kindness Warrior, the vow that I had to myself was on my Facebook page. I just showed up every Wednesday and I sort of gave like a tip or like a mindset hack, or I just showed up and brought some love or something, positive or inspiring. And so I would love to kind of get back into that practice again and on Wednesdays and just show up here and see all my people. So how is everyone doing? It's Wednesday after a long weekend, whether you had kids that were home. Short weeks. Man, I tell you, when I used to work in corporate marketing job, short weeks were not what I was looking forward to, because you always feel like you don't have enough hours in the day. Or whether you're a stay-at-home entrepreneur, but just let me know, do you work from home? Are you, do you feel like that? Even if you're at home when you're an entrepreneur, do you feel like these short weeks kind of get you antsy because it's like still having enough hours in the day? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear about that. So I popped on today because I wanted to talk a little bit about finding your purpose. This is like such a huge topic, but it was something that was really difficult for me before I formed Kindness Warrior and started Kindness Warrior. And so I always have so many questions about like, why did you start Kindness Warrior? How did this all come about? And so I want to talk about like the hard part before Kindness Warrior was born, where I was doing the work and just kind of doing the researching, playing a little bit to see what was next. So for me, I had taken a mat leave. I had, for those that don't know, I had twin babies. I have twin girls. And so I knew I was actually like at the year mark, I was actually here in Canada. I live here in Canada. So I was so fortunate to be able to take that year. But at that year mark, I was really considering whether I was going to go back to my corporate marketing job. And I just, something in me just said, like, I just didn't want to go back there. I wanted to do something different. I really felt called to do something in service of the world at large. And I have like a big old heart that just loves humanity so much. And if you've been following me for a while, you can probably guess that. But I really wanted to do something good in the world. I wanted to make a change. And especially after becoming a mom, I was just so much more aware of the kind of world that I wanted to raise my girls in. And so, but I was like, what am I going to do next? I had a beautiful, gorgeous career in event planning before I did my marketing stint, corporate marketing stint. And I knew that I couldn't go back to events, although I loved it just for the sheer hours of that, of working with my two little babies. I knew that wasn't possible. But I knew the common theme on all the jobs that I've ever done, which was in hospitality, event planning, catering, was just being in the service of others. I really love working with other people. I'm an extrovert. I love getting my energy from others and also just like being in the service of others. Hello, friends. Hello. And so, I knew that was sort of the common thread. So, fortunately for my twin babies who didn't sleep very much, fortunately for me, that meant that I was driving them a lot. So I live in the country. I love to drive. It's very calming for me. So instead of trying to get these two babes to sleep at the same time, because it was like, oh my gosh, when they were super little, like months, I would just like pack them up in the car and they would immediately fall asleep. And I would just have all this time to like daydream. And so my one tip for you is if you're really feeling called to make a change in your career, if you are feeling called to, just do a little bit more research about your purpose. Maybe you're somewhere and you're feeling like, oh, I don't really want to do this anymore. I really want to make a change. That is actually, I would say, I'm always hard-worded to find the positivity in all things, but truly what you don't want is just as equally as good as what if you don't know what you do want, because I always reply this back to weddings. It's like, say you're going to get married, but you've been to like a billion weddings before. you are going to know what you don't want for your wedding. You're going to know what you don't want for your decorations. You definitely aren't going to go to the venue that every single one of your best friends got married at. So it's good. It means that that is information. So even if you are in just such a really challenging time right now and you're just, this isn't where you want to be, that is good. Because if you are sitting down with a journal or sitting down and having some, time to really think about it, what are the common things for you that you don't want? Because as you're dreaming, as you're moving forward and you're going to create a new version of your career in your life that you want, that allows you to know, no, this is like non-negotiable. I do not want to do this anymore as so much as that what you want to do. So that's like, yay, first step. And second of all, you need time and space to really consider this. So if, for me, I had this time and space, my babies needed to sleep and I needed to get out. So I had all this beautiful time and for me, when I'm doing road trips and things like that, I always have the best conversations. I don't know, there's something calming about driving. It could be you commuting into work. It could be like you get your best inspiration. I've heard people that when they're flying for their work, they get inspiration downloads when they're on the plane. Think about when you actually have that space and time that you really feel like you're connected to yourself, because that's where you're going to get the most information, right? So for me, it was driving. My babies needed to sleep, and that was for me. So I literally was starting pondering about, okay, I know I want to be in the service of others. I know that, definitely has to involve people. I'm not sure in what capacity. Oh, yeah, I get inspiration in the shower. You are not the only one, Mallory. There are so many that say that, actually, inspiration in the shower. That's a good one. But so I was really trying to challenge myself to find 2 words that would really describe myself and maybe where I wanted to go, in the future. Like, okay, this is Sarah. I'm like, new twin mom. I want to find out, like, who do I want to be going forward? What do I want to give? What are the gifts that I want to harness? And this is like literally if you're just trying to, figure out, because trust me, I was there when I was like, what is my why? What am I doing? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? And it is so frustrating when you don't know. So this is just like doing the data mining to like pull this information out from you, but it is inside. And so much, I'm a huge believer in, working with coaches and finding mentors and surrounding yourself with people that are going to inspire you on a daily basis. But I'm telling you, sister, the one place where it is residing is within yourself. So next step is trying to find the time and space to have that connection with yourself. So I was doing it when I was driving. I challenged myself to find 2 words. So like really bring it down to 2 words that would really speak to me and know that where I wanted to go forward. And so kindness was my bing. It came up to me. I was like, I literally love, and I'm hardwired to be positive and kind and, nurturing and looking out for others. It's just something that I was taught in an early age. It could have been the fact that I grew up in a business in a restaurant where it's like you're always in the service of others, but like it literally is hardwired for me. So I knew that it wanted to be something to do with being kind, because that felt like that was me. Yay, I'm so glad this is resonating with you. And then the second one came together. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. This is also a good sign, you're on the right direction when you're getting goosebumps when you're talking about things, or like butterflies in your tummy. And then as soon as I thought about kindness, the word warrior came in, and I was like, kindness warrior. And I was like, kindness warrior. And those 2 words, I'm getting goosebumps, crazy goosebumps. This is what happened. When those 2 words came together, I was driving and I was like, that's it. Like, that's who I feel like I've been my entire life. All of these things leading up to it. I love to be thoughtful and generous and kind and, thoughtful for other people, but I want to learn to be more of a warrior. I want to be less of a people pleaser. I want to reclaim my power. And so I want to be able to serve and I want to give, because I love doing that. I get so much joy out of serving others, but I want to learn how to take care of me. I want to learn, especially twin mama, I want to learn how to, stand back in my power and harness my gifts and be able to give and serve, feeling so confident and so connected to who I am. So those 2 words, kindness, warrior, came together for me. And I was like, boom, that is who I am. I don't know where I'm going to go with it. So two words came together at that time, but I knew that those two words were going to be huge for me. And if I could ever ask myself, who am I? And this is a great journaling question. Yes, it's a very little bit woo woo here, but literally a journaling question to be like, who am I? And just free write. List all the things that you feel like you are. And that is going to get you closer and closer to what you want to do with that information. What do you want to do with those gifts? So list them out. And yes, this is a lesson in self-kindness, because we really need to take that time to just give ourselves credit for all the beauty that we share in the world. You're in such inspiration. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys knew this today. This is so, so good. I'm so glad to hear this. And so, finding these two words that you can really feel like they are yourself, that is like the first step. Giving yourself the space to really have this connection time. Hello, tomorrow night. Can't wait. This is like, juicy conversations that we'll be having tomorrow night with Adrian from May You Know a Joy. But it was a hard process in the beginning because, trying to find out where you want to do next, or, when you're so uncomfortable because you need to make a change, or you have to make a change. It's just knowing and feeling the confidence to make a decision. And my last tip would be to take action. So here I am, for everyone who just jumped on, we're talking about finding your purpose and like the before days before Kindness Where is born. So here I am, I'm on mat leave. I've got 2-year-old twin babies. My husband has just started his very own entrepreneurial business. And I'm deciding to do something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I felt so called, and I was getting goosebumps, and it was like a full hell yes to investigate what Kindness Where was. So the first step that I wanted to do was I just wanted to make a shirt for myself because it felt like me. I felt like such a homecoming. And that's when when you're writing things down, who am I? And you're writing things down and going back and circling and feeling like, yes, that is who I am. That's going to get you closer to the gifts that you want to share, right? Because that's your truth that you're writing out. And so for me, it was Kindness Where I'm like, I need to wear this shirt. I need to be reminded of, this is the two words that make me feel so much like myself. And so I literally went out, I got a tank top. This was like, I had no business in mind at this time. This was just like me trying to find my purpose and my why. I printed my tank top, I got it done, and I went into my very first yoga class wearing this tank top. And the yoga teacher was like, where did you get that tank top? And I was like, it's mine. I made it. And she's like, I want a tank top like that. I love the two words Kindness Where. It means so much to me. And I was like, oh, like it totally resonates with you too. Like, wow, this is amazing. And that is the spark, my friends. That is the moment when this blew up and it became something so much bigger than me. And this turned into my passion and my why and the reason that I wanted to do. And this became the accidental. It was like the snowball that started. But I took action. I took action with these ideas, something that resonated so deeply with me. I realized that someone else was resonating that too. And that is the reason that the gifts that you have to share, the things that are keeping you up at night, the things that worry you the most, I can't remember who said it, but the things that break your heart, in the world, this is where that you are being called to serve, and so this is what Kindness Where is all about, is, finding your gifts. And I know, because you're all Kindness Warriors, so I know you have these gorgeous gifts to give in the world. It's like, honing down on what you have to give and then finding a way to getting it out there, because someone in the world needs your love. Someone in the world needs your wisdom. Someone in the world needs like your perspective on things. It needs to hear your voice, needs to hear your thoughts and feelings. And in the beginning, this was such a little thing for me, okay? We're like years later, and this is a big, beautiful community, a gorgeous, fulfilling business. I'm all the way here, but before all that was little Sarah was just trying to figure out her place in the world, but I knew that I wanted to love others. I knew I wanted to nourish others. I know that I'm good at that and I love it. It gives me so much joy. And also I needed the lessons that I needed to learn the most is what I needed to share. And that's what I am here now doing. I was this beautiful Kindness Where all my life, but so much in the service that I sacrificed myself. And so now year 2 of this business is all about teaching and inspiring and empowering my beautiful kindness warriors. They're doing such good work in the world. I want to support you. I want to make sure that you are taking such good care of yourself. So I'm excited to see what happens next. We're always going to have our clothing here at Kindness Warrior, but I'm just feeling super called to nourish and support you so that you can go out and do more of your beautiful Kindness Warrior work in the world. Michelle, I love my tank top, wearing it now. And passed a random person wearing one yesterday. Yay! It's so amazing, this community you've brought together. That is what it's about. It's like this, and this all started, my beautiful warriors, this all started from the moment that I just wanted to figure out, what was my purpose, what was my passion. And it was just like a little bit of snowball that grew. So if you are feeling called to make a change in your life, if you are stuck, if you're feeling stuck, how many of you have felt stuck in your life? Oh my goodness, over this period of time, feeling stuck, feeling not sure where you want to go, feeling stuck. I have been there so many times in this short period of time since I started Kindness Warrior, because you're always, sometimes you're just doubting yourself, or sometimes you just need to build that confidence. Yes, right? You just need to build that confidence to know, like, I'm going to take the next step. But that is where the action comes into play. It's about researching. It's about connecting with yourself. Yes. Okay. Amen. We're all saying that too. And in those moments, you just feel so frustrated. It's uncomfortable. Making change is uncomfortable, and it is scary. Okay, talk about fear with a capital F. That has been me so many times in this journey. And like, the hilarious thing is, when I first started this, and I literally hadn't told a soul, I was like, it was all in here, and I was like, I love the word kindness warrior. I want to do something about this, but I'm not sure what. I want to serve the world. I literally told my husband next, and I was like, hey, I've come up with this idea. I love these two words. I don't know where it's going to go with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And he's like, I don't know. It sounds good. It sounds like you. I think you should do it. I went to sleep that night, and then I woke up in the morning, and he's like, hey, I want to support you like you supported me in starting my business. I bought you the domain. And I was like, what? First of all, I was like, thank you for believing in me and, standing up for me in this crazy idea. But then I was like, that means there's a domain out there with this name on it, and maybe that means that I should do something about it. So surrounding yourself with people that are going to just kind of get it and that are just going to be there with no matter what is so important in your life. But you don't have to share it with everyone. If this is like, if you're out there and you were me a couple years ago and you have this beautiful idea and you're like, I don't want to tell anyone, I think it's kind of crazy. And that was the point. Like, I literally said to my husband, the words came out of my mouth. I was like, I want to start a business about kindness. I think I want to do something about kindness. I want to share some love, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm signing you up for the thing. But like, I thought I was straight up nuts. And then, what my second thought is like, what are people going to think? How is this going to happen? And that was like personal fears that I've had to work through over these years. But, thinking, and I thought, and I said to my husband, I'm like, are people going to be like, not gonna like the fact that have a kind of business about kindness? I was like, what, people are gonna be mean to me because I've got a business about kindness? Like, this is the kind of dialogue that was going on in my head, because that's fear talking, right? Like, and I'm talking about just being kind to people, literally. This is what I love to do, just being kind to people. But this is the kind of things that you're worrying about and the barriers that you're gonna need to cross, but you will do it. And that's what I'm here to tell you, is that take action. Okay, if there is ideas that you've been brewing on, if there is something that is just calling in your heart so big that you cannot think about anything. Once I said those two words out loud, I'm getting goosebumps again. Once I said those two words out loud, kindness warrior, I literally couldn't sleep. It was like the voice was coming for me all the time. I literally couldn't think of anything else. And if that is you, that means you are getting called to share this with the world in some way. So I just wanted to come on and say, I've been there. I am still there. I am constantly there. We are, evolving and changing. This business, started with literally me just coming on Wednesdays and going on a Facebook. And if you go back far enough, friends, you're going to see this. I was just like, sending this little information out every Wednesday, because I was like, I just want to let you know I love you, and here's some inspiration, and here's my little thing. And that's kind of rippled into what this is today, where I just feel super confident and called to come and support my beautiful community, which has built, you have organically built. You've all come together because you share in these feelings of the world. You want to do good in the world, and you are so thoughtful, and you're so generous, and you have just an enormous heart. That's why you're here. And so the next step will just be supporting you all as a community and coming together and maybe having a little bit more interaction and community, right? So that's what I just want to come on to say. And if that resonates with you, give me a lot of like hearts. And, if you ever want to chat, DM me. If you ever want to email, email me at hello@kindnesswarrior.com, because when I was starting this business, when I was still at my why stage and on my purpose stage and like figuring this all out, it was so lonely. I was extremely lonely. I didn't know what it was, so I didn't talk to a lot of people about it. And I just wasn't confident yet, right? So in the beginning, if you're thinking about making these changes and doing these things, will you reach out? Please do, because that's what I'm here for. I was there a few years ago, and I wanted people to talk about, I've considered talking about maybe arranging a mastermind for this reason, because I felt so alone in the beginning when I wanted to make these changes. And I just want to support you to do the work that you're meant here to do, because it's only going to benefit the whole world at large. It's going to benefit your family if you're being called and doing things that really speak to you. It's going to benefit the people that you're going to be touching and changing and inspiring and motivating and empowering in anything that you do. So this is the kind of work that kindness warriors do in the world, so I'm here to support you so much. So reach out if you want to. Share this video. If this is like, oh my goodness, this sounds like my best friend blank, send this off to them, because this is what I'm here. I'm here to send a whole lot of love and support you all in your work. So if you feel like there's someone else in your life that could really hear this and know that they're not alone, please share, because that's like ultimately, all I want to know is that you don't feel alone in your work. So that's it. This is Warrior Wednesday. If you dig it, comment below and let me know if this is something you want me to pop on every Wednesday, and this is something we can look forward to. And you can, submit questions, and we can have this little chit chat. But yeah, it's just a really good chance. I want to be able to get to know you, and be a consistent place. Yeah. my niece, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Coming to you live from your lunch at school. But if this is something you really love, and let me know, because this is like, I love doing this, interacting with you and connecting with you. And so it would be super cool if we could do it on a consistent basis. So anyways, happy Warrior Wednesday to all my beautiful warriors out there. You are doing such amazing work. So keep going. Don't give up. Take action. Make your notes. Tell your dreams to someone. All these little steps that I shared today are going to get you to a place. Hello, friends. So yes, to masterclass. Yeah, it's going to be like our Wednesday Warrior Masterclass. Anyways, love you all, and thank you so much for being a part of this community. You literally make my world. And from that girl 2.5 years ago that just had a dream and a hope and a sparkle in her heart, look where we are now. So can you only imagine, look how far you will be in a periods of time for you too. The future is yours. Okay, sending you all lots of love. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and I can't wait to see you here next week on Wednesday. Love y'all.